you are suffering from shiny object syndrome. And if that's causing you to lose momentum because you keep starting over, you get excited when you start your business, you're outside, you're running around, and then you hit a brick wall and you realize it's not going to be just as quick and easy as you thought it was. And then instead of doubling down, developing skills, learning what to do, you jump to the next thing. So you never build momentum. We're going to talk about how to get out of the Bermuda Triangle of entrepreneurship today. Day 59, 100-day challenge. Let's get into it. But before we do, my favorite part of the show, y'all know what we got to do. Bring it in the Zoom. Bring it in the Zoom. And here we go. Well, good morning, good evening, what to do? How are you? Hootie hoop. Happy Saturday, too. I am the sound of money in your ear, doll Avant. That's D-O-double-O. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, a.k.a. the pitch queen, a.k.a. the people's coach, a.k.a. Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high-value entrepreneurs. Over here, it is day 59 of the 100-day challenge. What if you gave 100% of your best effort 100% of the time for 100 days? How would your life be different? What if you followed your intuition 100% of the time for 100 days? Do you think you could make some money? Do you think you could get off the financial grid? Well, that's what I'm here to help you do. I'm Doll Avant. If y'all don't know me, you know me now. And I help Black people escape the matrix. That's right. We're going to get off this financial grid and get over here where we got some money so we could be all right. Listen, we do this by breaking up with our old identity. Nobody wants to do this part of entrepreneurship. You go to programs, you go to run around to meatballs and alcohol and all these events and stuff. They want to introduce you to somebody. They want to tell you that the problem in your business is you don't have access to capital. You need money to make money. And I'm here to let you know the devil is a lie. That's not true. Because if that were true, that means that some of us are never going to have anybody bringing us anything, anywhere, any place, anytime, ever, because you're going to always be separated from capital. Why? Capitalism was not built for us. It was built on us. It's not for you to go get some money. It's not for you to just walk up in the bank. If y'all hadn't figured out by now, it's all in the open now. If you don't know who runs the banking system in the government and who's in charge out here, they are not checking for you. It's not for you. You're supposed to be the labor. You're supposed to be, there's masters and there's workers. You know what I'm saying? There's owners and there's employees. There's the people in charge and there's the labor. You were never supposed to be up there. So entrepreneurship is a revolutionary act. Entrepreneurship is 21st century activism. Entrepreneurship is the only way that you're going to make a move and get out of the way of the digital control grid that is being built all around you and escape the surveillance state that my professors have been telling me about since at least 2019. Okay. So you could do what you want to do. You have a choice right now. In the 1910s, all the way up to the 1970s, our ancestors, you know what they did? They left the South. They went north, they went west. What do we call that? The Great Migration. Well, right now, in 2025, 2026, everything post 2020, we need to be making the great escape. And I'm here to let you know that we were distracted by the last election. I'm not getting into politics, it's not what I do. But I want you to understand something. Left wing, right wing, same bird. When you could start to take responsibility for your own financial well-being and that of your family, when you could stop waiting for the next election or waiting for somebody to come and bring you something, that's when you're going to tap in. Okay. So I'm here to do my mission. I'm on a mission. Everybody's not ready. Everybody's not able. People are going to get upset with me. You can do what you want to do. It's day 59 and we're going to keep prepping ourselves, getting ready. Starting day 71, we're going to go 30 days straight. We're going to post on social media every single day. Okay. And today what I want to do is help you to understand why things might not have been going as well as you wanted in your business, or you feel like a lot of good things are happening, but you're still not sure. You don't feel like there's structure and momentum. I'm going to get you together today. Okay. So I dare to say that some of you have been living the same 6 months on repeat since you started your business. And you might say, oh, no, because, I took this program and then I started this certification and then I did this and then I did that. Okay, you could tell yourself that if you want to. But I truly believe that while you're working on your logo and fixing pages and playing in Canva and tweaking what things look like and doing all of that, refining your offer, you don't have not one customer, but you spent 3 months refining an offer for a course and you don't even know if anybody wants to buy it. This program that you're about to launch, all these videos that you've made that nobody's seen but you. Before any of that is ready, you're running the same play in your business on repeat. And the reason why you're doing that is not because you're afraid. I mean, you might be afraid too, because fear is just focusing your emotional energy and attention on a reality that you do not desire. So it could be fear. Okay. But the real reason is that you don't have any clarity. You haven't anchored yourself and made some foundational decisions that you're not going to change about your business. Okay. So there's a difference between deciding and intention. Intention says, oh, I'm going to build a business. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be great. I'm going to do these things. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to show up for my audience. I'm going to have all these products. I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to do it. Motivation. A lot of people like to talk about motivation. And that's something that you feel, when you're having a good day, when you're like really locked in, you just came out of a great session. You're like, yes, okay, here I go. And that'll last you a few days. But a decision, a commitment, a quality decision is different. To decide means you actually cut off. There's 2 pathways and you're cutting one off and you're saying, nope, I'm going this way. I'm locking in. Literally means to eliminate, to close the door on the alternative. So when you decide, I'm going to build this business, doesn't matter what it takes, I'm going to get this right. I'm not going backwards, I'm going forwards. I'm not going to sit here and just wait and just suffer and feel all these feelings and, oh, I thought I was making it and then something external happened to me and now I'm off again. And keep looping, keep spiraling down. When you make a decision, you're burning all the other bridges and you're saying, I'm going this way. I'm locking in. I trust my intuition. I'm going to make it to the other side. Okay. And no matter how brilliant you are, how visionary you are, you're capable, all that stuff. Most of us have never really, truly done that. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm no longer going to spend my time the way I used to. I'm no longer going to waste time the way I used to. I'm no longer going to allow for emotions that don't put me in a position where I can do the things that I said I'm going to do every single day. So you've been having vision board sessions and planning, creating, little content calendars and 3-year projections and doing proposals and doing all that kind of stuff, affirmations in your journals and, this time, you've been pep talking yourself, but you haven't made a quality decision where you cut off all the alternatives and you say, I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to figure this out. I'm not going to keep starting over every 3 weeks. I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to let the market tell me what they want. And I'm going to build more of that and learn from that and tweak that and do it again. I'm staying right here till I get to the other side. So most people, what they do is every 6 weeks, every 6 months, somewhere in between there, they're going around, I'm excited. Okay, I got this idea. Okay, yes. And then they're optimistic, like, oh, it's going to work. Then they get a little frustrated. Nothing's really happening. And then they see something else. They see something on TV. They see another video. They see another course. They see something. And like, ooh. And then they basically start over. They change their whole identity, their whole methodology, their whole strategy, a whole different business model. Not because they're learning something from the market because they've been out here talking to humans, but just because what they thought was going to work is not working. And then, ooh, let me go try this. Ooh, let me go try that. It would kind of be like if you were in college and you said, I'm going to follow this curriculum, I'm going to get this degree so I can go to grad school and do whatever I'm going to do. When you're enrolled in this college over here, but then this course gets a little hard. So instead of you finishing the course, go get some help so you can finish that course and go ahead and graduate, you're like, man, I need to start over. So you go looking at other colleges, other syllabi and all types of stuff because you don't want to go through the part where it's uncomfortable, where it's like, I'm not sure. I don't know what I don't know. Shout out to y'all if you're streaming. You don't know what you don't know. And it's just uncomfortable. It's like, I don't know. But you don't want to keep getting that feedback from the marketplace. Tweak your skills and come back. How about this? Tweak it, come back. Yes, it's getting better. Okay, now, okay, do it again. You just want to start over. And that's the most dangerous thing to do because it kills momentum. Remember, there's only 3 levels of the video game: motion, momentum, mastery. Most people fall into the Bermuda Triangle in that momentum phase. Completely start over. Again, I don't tell y'all's business. I purposely don't do that. But there's somebody in the dollhouse right now. We've been working, going through it. Finally got a 5-star pitch. I mean, they felt it. I felt it. I was like, yes, we're here. Okay, here we go. I hear the sound of money. Like everything's everything. Here we go. So go memorize this, work on your 5-star pitch every day. You know what I'm saying? Do the thing. And then come on, let's put some strategy to this. Because y'all know we just playing that video game. I'll pull it back up. We're just playing the game. All we got to do is just, okay, got the concept. Boom. Let's get this content. Okay, boom. Let's go have some conversations. Boom. Let's take what they did and turn it into something that we can do consistently. Boom. We got a cadence. Bam. Guarantee you're going to make some money. Now take what's working from there and let's scale it. Bloop. We just leveled up. That's earth. That's your foundation. Then bloop. Then you get to people have confidence in you. They know what to expect from you. They're checking for you. It's working. Now you got that flow. That's that water. That's that currency. It's like, okay, I like this. I'm checking for you. I'm telling other people about you. Have you talked to this person? You need to come over to our school. Can you come to our organization? I want to see you over here. You know, as a matter of fact, you need to talk to my homegirl because actually she's in charge of a bunch of people that need what you have. Like it starts to flow. It starts to be like your phone starts ringing differently. People checking for you. You get into some momentum. And you build something that most of us are missing. So I hope I have time to get into this today because I want to give you your Saturday back. It's a beautiful Saturday in Atlanta. We haven't had a nice spring. It feels like spring right now. So I hope it stays this way. But instead of you getting into that flow of momentum, what most people do, they never make it consistently till they get a cadence where when I do this, I get this response. When I put this out, people respond back positively. I go like this. Now you know what that is. So now we can scale it and we can do it on social and we can put you on stages and we can just have more of the same kind of conversation. So the danger is if you never get to the point where it becomes a cadence and consistent, you don't have a business. Okay, it will dilute your focus. You'll keep running and jumping to the next thing. You have people in your ear who've never built anything from scratch, certainly not in your industry, in your field of what you're trying to do, but yet they got time because they saw a video on Instagram. They saw somebody, talking about something, you just made it up. And they're like, yeah, this is what you need to do. They want to give you some advice and they've never done what you're trying to do. Anytime you do something new, find somebody who's been where you're trying to go. That is my best advice to you. And just mimic the masters. You know what I'm saying? Do what they're telling you to do until you start to get a result. And then you can add to it. You know what I mean? So don't restart the clock every time. This is supposed to be a modular, it's a fractal system. So each skill, everything you learn builds on top of what you did before. So if you never get to the point of momentum, you never get into mastery where this thing is on autopilot. Okay. So y'all remember the movie, The Matrix? I asked somebody about this the other day or a couple weeks ago. The Matrix. Okay. If y'all remember the scene where he was walking down the street at one point when they were explaining to him what the Matrix was. And he's walking down the street. Everybody got on, all black or whatever. They're all little agent, whatever the name is, Anderson, right? But then, Morpheus is telling him some stuff and he's supposed to be listening, but guess what? He got distracted. Because what happened? A woman in a red dress started walking down the street and he started looking at the lady in the red dress. And Morpheus is trying to tell him, hey, I need you to, hey. And he's like, oh, but because this is different. And then when he finally listened to Morpheus, he turned back around. It was just the same. It was another agent that's coming to distract and kill his momentum. So we got to talk about that and make sure that you don't create your own loops where you're spiraling down. I want you to be in a position where you're able to keep your momentum going even when you can't quite see. You got to have enough, you got to be locked into your inner guidance system enough to stay focused until you get to the other side where the feedback loop starts to work for you. Okay. So it's a cycle. We start out, we hype, got an idea, we got an opportunity. I could do this. Here we go. I'm gonna quit my job, whatever it is. I'm doing this. I got ideas. I got experience. I got a resume. Here I go. Somebody said you were looking for me. Well, here I go. All of that. And you're optimistic but uninformed. You've never done this before. It's even harder if you come from corporate. It's even harder if you're really, really smart because you'll sit there and figure out all the things in your mind, but they haven't been tested against what's going on in the market for real. So you might be watching somebody else's highlight reel. You're seeing other colleagues or other people online or somewhere that are having success. And you're like, okay, they're doing it. I could do it. So then you start, and it doesn't feel like you thought it was going to feel when you start. It's significantly more challenging than it looked from the outside. It's like, wait a minute. I don't even know what I don't know. I don't even know what questions to ask. I don't know where to go. Who could I even ask this kind of question to? How can I even articulate this question? Now you got people looking at you crazy because you got a career, you got credentials, you're supposed to be doing, XYZ, and you don't actually know what you're doing. It starts to get very, very uncomfortable and very dark, very, very fast. And that's when people start to that light starts to dim, that excitement starts to fade a little bit. And this is where what I call it the Bermuda Triangle happens. Because now you start swirling. So you're still sort of working, burning through your savings, you're doing the thing. Sort of, you might be going to coffee shops or going to meetings and whatever, but you're not really doing that to your business for real. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. And so it's not working. And like, it's really, really not working. Some mornings you wake up and you're panicking, you're overwhelmed. It's like, okay, I don't know, but I can't tell them that it's not working because I told everybody I was going to do this thing. And now here I am, it's all of that. So you might be talking to people, kind of networking. People are like, oh yeah, man, congratulations. Like you get a lot of praise, but not a lot of progress. I'm saying you're having conversations with people in your network, but nobody's really trying to buy nothing for real. You know what I'm saying? That's where it gets dangerous. This is when that lady in the red dress is going to pop up. Because what's going to happen is you'll see like a new, maybe if I ... So you'll either completely change everything with no feedback from the marketplace. You just like try something else. Because 6 months later, guess what you're going to do? Try something else. And you just constantly moving from shiny object to shiny object. Oh, I need a better business plan. Oh, I need more credentials. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. Something external to you, something outside of going and talking to people in the marketplace and letting them inform the changes that you make. Even if you do pivot, it should be informed by the market, not by something that you made up in your head. Or even worse, I got people who are abusing AI. People who, instead of talking to humans, are going in AI and asking AI, what do you think about this idea? AI don't know. How does AI know if the people going to buy this stuff from you? Go talk to the people and let them tell you if they want to buy stuff from you. When we do stuff like that, we're hiding because we don't want to talk to humans. So you go on AI is like, oh yeah, well, and we know it makes up stuff. So it'll tell you something completely made up based on nothing. Well, you should emphasize this. This sounds unique and awesome. Go with this. Y'all know how these GPTs be talking. How do you know, sir? You sound crazy right now. It's like, this is my favorite. I suggest that you use this one. This is what the AI gonna tell you. So I literally have somebody right now who spent 6 months getting all the clarity and doing all that. Then they said, AI, what do you think of this? Not 50 people, 50 humans, what do you think of this? AI, what do you think of this? And AI said, oh, you forgot to mention this random, unrelated, nobody cares about detail. And now has pivoted their entire branding and focus to this AI generated hallucination that literally no human cares about. Because it sounded cool. Because they thought, they don't believe that they're the value. They're not trusting their intuition and their own inner guidance system. So they thought, oh, well, AI knows better. Y'all, we got these are vestiges of slavery. You still need somebody external to you to give you permission to be great. When intuition already told you, do it like this, go right here. That's an opportunity. Drill down into that. Value yourself enough. Listen, here's my issue. This is my challenge. This is my challenge. It's not that sometimes we do need a tool. Sometimes we do need a course. Sometimes we do need a coach. You need some extra thing that you don't have. Sometimes that is true, but it must come. Your defense system is that it comes from the inside out. If you are making decisions and you are being persuaded by something external to you because you don't think that you're good enough to go out and make money and have the right answer on your own. You don't trust your own discernment enough. You always look for external validation. You always need some corporation or some institution or somebody to validate and tell you that you're good enough and you're smart enough and you're okay and you can do it and you're right. You're going to always be behind. No innovator has ever had external validation that what they're doing is correct. Why? Because they're the first ones to do it. The only validation that we're looking for, you got to remove the ego out of the way. You got to remove self-doubt out of the way. You have to know your self-worth. You have to trust yourself. You have to have a good relationship with yourself before you can go out here into the marketplace and start to build relationships with potential customers. Because business is just relationships with numbers. And if you don't trust yourself and you take bad advice, that's the same thing as bringing the wrong partner on your team. They're telling you, oh, do it like this, go like this, da da da. They will ruin your business. I know people who have had great success early on. They're working with their clients, they're serving people, they're doing this. And here comes somebody with a resume. They don't feel like they're qualified enough. So they bring somebody with all the credentials and a resume. And they're like, oh, no, you need to do it like this. This is so unprofessional. You need to be corporate. And they will kill the thing that made their business unique and made it resonate with people. Trying to be polished and trying to be corporate because they don't believe that they're good enough on their own. It's very dangerous. So the flashy things and the trying to be polished and the woman in the red dress syndrome will take you all the way off the roadmap. You will be swerving off the road and won't even know it. So you have to be intentional about building your business from the inside out, because you don't know what's on the other side of you completing the assignment. This is what I want to communicate with you guys. When I say entrepreneurship is a spiritual act, that's a real statement, because you're birthing something that you can't see, something from the unseen realm to the seen. So like nobody's ever seen it before. So you got to trust your discernment enough to know, yeah, I think I need to go this way. So if you have a thought like, okay, I need to fill in the blank, something you've never done before, you're not quite sure how that's going to, how does that fit in with the picture, but you do it anyway, because you know that that's what you need to do. And then you show up, the red dresses, you show up again the next day, and you show up again the next day, and you show up again the next day, and a day becomes a week, and a week becomes 2 weeks, and 2 weeks become a month. I want you to understand that the people that you meet, the skills that you develop, the neural pathways that will start to form, the ideas that you get, the patterns that you're able to see after those 4 weeks, 6 weeks of staying consistent, doing the thing that intuition told you to do, you will never experience that any other way still on this side of it. So let me see. Example I can give from Genuity. Intuition, I had several business ideas at the time. I was a serial entrepreneur. And I started working on the database, whatever. Intuition told me, okay, you need to start telling people about this. I was like, yeah, well, I'm not sure, what structure it's going to take, what form it's going to take. Yep, it's time. So I go to an event. I didn't know what they were talking about. And they started talking about technology and whatever. And so they go around the room, introduce yourself. So I started introducing myself as the inventor of this technology. I'm working on a project. I have a database. This is what we do. And people started losing their mind. So then somebody invited me and they said, oh, we have a program. We got a accelerator or whatever. We want you to come and, okay. So I filled out the little thing going on about my life, got in the program. So I get over there and I'm like, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to want everybody to go around and talk about what you're doing and why it matters and da 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 da. So I do the thing, wipe the floor with everybody. People passing out. They just lost their mind. They're like, oh, do you know who? They start introducing me to people. Oh, you need to meet such and such, so. Had I not started moving in that direction and take another step and another step and another step and meet another person and do another thing, I would not be where I am today. I would not be globally recognized in my space. I would not have tens of billions of dollars in my complete disposal. and an asset that I built that's valued at $1 billion, and 27 countries that I can go to right now and land on the ground and do business with heads of state. Would not happen if I hadn't followed intuition, if I hadn't started showing up as that version of me, if I had said, oh, well, I got this idea, but and I just play on my computer for 6 months. And then, somebody comes to town, a friend of mine is like, oh, well, I'm doing what was hot at the time, NFTs or something, some silly thing that nobody's thinking about no more, for real. And I had jumped and went over there. Oh, that sounds like a moneymaker. And then I've been all down the rabbit hole writing white papers and trying to do a token. And then that would have fizzled out. And then I would have went to the next thing. What was the next hot thing? I can't remember. But y'all know what I'm saying. That's how most people treat their business. It's like they just jump from thing to thing. The woman in the red dress, you're like, ooh, look over there. And you can't focus on what intuition already told you to do. It's right here. Because there's an entire universe on the other side of you being consistent with the thing that intuition told you to do. You got to see it all the way through. All the way through. Like, don't just have the idea for the course. Create the course. Get it on social media. Get it in front of people. Get some feedback and tweak it and get it to the point where you can see if it's resonating with people before you just jump and go to something else. Ooh, now I'm doing this. Now I'm growing cannabis. Now I'm, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is hot. The law just changed. I always talk about what the law has changed, and now this is the big opportunity. And then jumping to this. And now I'm doing Airbnbs, and now I'm doing, it's like, can we focus? How about we just focus and get good at something? So while you're jumping around, even though things are compelling, they seem strong, they're making a case for, hey, this is the hot new thing. Morpheus, you got that voice, that intuition is speaking. It's like, hey, hey. And if you look long enough, that little shiny object, it's just a distraction, pulling you away from the direction, the divine guidance that's already right in front of you. Okay. So I need everybody to get off of that train. Stop running starting your business over every 6 weeks. And let's get over here and actually get to the point where we're building momentum. I'm seeing too many people get in motion. They get excited. A couple things happen. Okay. I'm like, okay, here we go. We got to get on social media. Got to get you on some stages. Let's talk to more people. Let's have 20 conversations just like the one you just had. And then they'll drop back down to level 1 and start changing stuff in the business and start playing with something that has nothing to do with the thing that gave them that much progress in the first place. We got to hold the energy. We got to expand our capacity so we can operate at this higher level. Okay. Once we get there, now you can start to have informed optimism. You can start to know that things are going to work because this is how things work. Now you're mimicking the masters. Now you're learning how the process works. That's why I talk so much. That's why I give you neuroscience. That's why we spend all this time, even on a Saturday, because I need you to understand what you're building so that nobody can come in and take it away from you. You don't hire an agency as, oh, well, they must know because they do logos for Chick-fil-A. They do branding for these people. So you just let them come in and totally wreck your brand. I know what my people need because I'm talking to the people. You not, I am. You have to have a level of internal fortitude to be a leader and to build something that's never been in existence before. Nobody can make you develop this skill, though. You got to do it. So now you can start to understand the nuance of it, and you can trust your gut. It's like, gut check. Yeah, we're going the right way. Yeah. So now let's audit. Okay, we need to do this, but I don't know how to do that. We need to do that, but we don't have that skill set. We need to do that, but I don't have that knowledge. I don't have experience doing that. So guess what you do? Find you a coach. And now with AI, can we talk about AI for just a moment? Just a minute. I need to let everybody know on this fabulous Saturday, the last day of February, last happy Black History. They wanted it to be Black History Year, not month. He wanted it to be incorporated in all the history. That was the original vision. But anyway, as we start World War III in Iran, We dropping bombs on Iran and they dropping bombs on all of our bases in Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and the UAE. Today, this morning, while we were sleep, why they always doing stuff on a Saturday? They didn't think we just not going to notice because, oh, it's a Saturday. It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. People in Cuba being starved out right now. I'm starting a news show. CNN, probably RIP to CNN. That's special and dear to my heart because, you know, I'm on the board of Ted Turner's Captain Planet Foundation. And Jane Fonda was my mentor in high school. I used to go up to the CNN tower and sit in their office. They were my first mentor. She was the first person who told me, you could do more than one thing. Who told you you had to choose? You're a multi-talented, multi-hyphenate, multi-purpose, multi-passionate person. And that's totally normal. So when a two-time Oscar winner with all the posters on the wall sitting in her office tells you you could do whatever you want to do, you tend to believe her. That's why I am the way I am. It's her and my mother. You don't like it, blame them. Blame Miss Dolly and Jane Fonda. Okay. And you know, but this is the first 24-hour news cycle and all the things, right? And now, y'all, if this deal goes through, it will be purchased by people who, let's just say, they don't care that you get all the information about what's really going on out here in the world. Same people who purchased TikTok so that you could stop seeing what's really going on over there. I can't even say it because I'm streaming. They want you to know. So if your news is being controlled, your information is being controlled, you probably didn't see, oh, we're at war. Did I say that? We're at war. You probably didn't see that the AI apocalypse, as some would call it, it's here now. I was on a board meeting yesterday. And we couldn't even get, I had 3 board meetings yesterday. We couldn't even get to the business of the day because we always go around and say what everybody's got going on in their personal life on the board. And mind you, these are rich. I'm talking about rich. I'm talking about a different kind of rich. I'm talking about like, here are the problems they have. Oh my God, I have to hurry up. One of them was leaving town that last night to go for spring break. Guess where they go for spring break? London. I'm like, spring break? London. Anyway, the other one was like, oh my God, I have this, some famous person, if I call the name, you know who it is. I got to finish their deposition and whatever. We didn't get the paperwork till the last minute, so I won't have that much time. I have to pack because I'm going to be sailing around New Zealand for a month and I have to hurry up. Oh my God, like these are the problems that they struggle with. Okay. There's a different level of wealth. Okay. And so one of the people, they go around and, you know, I talked about judging the Harvard President's Innovation Challenge, and my team won a prize at Spelman because, of course, they did. Shout out to them. And, you know, I'm great at what I do, world class. And then we get to another board member and he goes, oh, yeah, man, I know I'm supposed to be telling y'all this, but you know how, and I don't know if anybody pays attention to this kind of stuff, but like the CEO of several of these AI platforms that we use, including the one that I use, Bougie GPT, he was like, yeah, 50% of white collar jobs are going to be gone probably about 18 months, he said. So my board member gets on, he's like, yeah, no, it's happening now. He's like, no, it's going to happen in 2026. Like it's already like right now. Because he works in that field and he was in Silicon Valley and da. So I'm getting phone calls that corroborate what he's saying. It's like, yeah, it's kind of happening now. I hope people got savings. I don't know. And then Jack Dorsey, who was actually one of the founders of Twitter, who now owns like Cash App and Square and all that, he proceeds to do a tweet, you know, on X and say, we're firing 4,000 people out of 10,000. God bless y'all in your ministry. Here's your severance package. AI is here. Like it's over with. And guess what? Their stock spiked like an incredible percentage, 20-something% increase in their stock price. Many companies will follow. If white collar people lose their jobs, they're not going to get hired back because they're not losing their job. Like it's not like normal technology. Oh, we have new technology now. We create new jobs. No, it's like AI can do all the jobs, all of them. It's fine. We kind of don't need you. And people that we keep, we're going to help y'all, use y'all to train the AI to get better. Y'all Google it. I'm not making this up. Make the AI get better. And then when it gets better, we'll fire you too. Like it's getting to the point of being autonomous already. Why am I bringing this up? Because As entrepreneurs, the only thing that AI cannot replicate is you. It is your worldview, your perspective, what you bring to the market. Like all of your life experiences, all of the things that you've learned over the years, the way that you think about it, the impulses that your brain, thoughts that your brain gets, the connections that you make, the way you put it together, the patterns that you observe, the connections that you make with real humans. That's the only thing that cannot be replicated by AI because it's not a human. Human connection. Connection is the birthplace of all currency. So people who become masters at storytelling, building trust, leveraging platforms like public speaking and social media to communicate with other humans. And then you use AI to take all the things you've learned, all the patterns. Every time I talk like this, I get a good result. You feed that into your GPT of choice. Then tell it, this is what I need you to do. Here's the best framework. Psychology has proven. Talk like this. I need a hook. I need a body that goes like this. Point 1, 2, and 3. I need a call to action. Do it like this. It needs to sound like this. This is what I talk like. Sound like me. Go. Now your AI can help you go so much faster without spending any money on a marketing team and a social media manager and all this kind of stuff that we used to spend money on. So you literally can be in the top 5%, top 3% of communicators in the world just by taking your own voice seriously, because that's the only thing that AI cannot replicate. And then if you learn this skill, so you learn how to manage and oversee the output of this whole process, and you're communicating more effectively, and you're building trust where other people are not. People don't want to see AI, they want to see you. People don't want to hear something that sounds like AI, they want to hear something that sounds like you. That's going to be the only thing that distinguishes us. It's your fingerprint. Nobody could take that away from you. It's in your DNA. So if you learn these skills and lock in on the people that you want to impact on the other side of that phone, the other side of that room, the other side of the stage, wherever, other side of the screen, and learn those skills of how to communicate with them, you will be in the top 5% of earners at the end of it. Like, it's literally who's going to come out here and learn these skills and who's going to master the thing that AI cannot replicate. Everybody else is going to get swept up and it's going to be bad because people who used to be, I'm not exaggerating, lawyers, software developers, all these people say, oh yeah, no, it's not that good yet. It can't. Yes, it when I'm telling you, the people who work in hey, it's here now. It's here right now. Okay. So when those people can't figure out what they're going to do, you know what they're going to start doing? Driving DoorDash. I'm not kidding. Because they still got the same mortgage, they still got the same private school, and their savings is not going to last for so long. So what are we going to do? They're going to try to sell their house, but who are they going to sell it to? 65% of the spending in the United States comes from white collar workers, which is less than 60% of the workforce. So 20% of the workforce is responsible for 60%, 65% of our spending. So when they stop spending, they're trying to hold on to every dollar, it's going to have a trickle down effect on the economy. It's not looking good out here. But what if you had the skill of an entrepreneur, somebody who could stay focused long enough to get something going, to get this plate spinning, so you actually have some cash flow? What if you could do it before it hits the news? Before, by the time it gets on the new version of CNN 2 years from now, way too late. I'm the person who, if y'all seen movies like The Big Short, I'm the person talking 2 years ahead. Because it's already happening, but you're not going to hear about it. Like the neighborhood I live in, if these people were struggling, you wouldn't know it. You would never know. They're gonna be like, they're gonna wave and keep walking their dogs and keep jogging down the street every morning, and do all that because they got savings. They're gonna hit the 401ks first. They're gonna hit the savings first. They're gonna sell some assets first. They're gonna sell the vacation home first. They got layers. So by the time you figure it out and you could see it, way too late. But if we get ahead of it, y'all, we can make money for real. Get you some assets and just move out the way. Like, that's really what I want. And so it requires us to really trust our own discernment. because your intuition is always going to put you ahead of the game. Just like your GPS, a good one, will tell you to make a turn. It won't wait till you at the passing the street and then to say turn right. If your GPS is doing that, get you another one. It's going to tell you ahead of time. It's going to tell you coming up in a half a mile, you're going to do this. You want to stay ahead so that you don't get trapped. Because if they come and now they put pressure on these gig jobs and the things that everybody else is doing just to make a little money, then it's going to get bad for the people at the bottom. And then for the people who are at that level, it's going to get worse for them. You know, they're cutting off Medicare, cutting off medical devices. All type of stuff is going on that's not being reported. It's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. They're turning the heat up and up and up. It's like a frog in the boiling water, but you don't know it's boiling because it's a little bit warmer, a little bit warmer. By the time you figure it out, it's too late. So let's just go ahead and get out of the way. That's what I'm saying. So when you develop that pattern recognition because you stay and lock in long enough, that's how you're going to survive the Bermuda Triangle. You can't skip it. You can't strategize your way out of it. You can't hire your way out of it. You can't just run some ads and print some billboards and flyers and think you're going to be fine. You have to go through this part. Okay? So be honest. Where do you feel like you are? Are you jumping around? Are you just jumping from thing to thing? Or do you feel like you've passed that, you've matured from that, and you're able to stay focused long enough to take an idea and bring it all the way to completion in your business? Judge and rate yourself on that. Rate yourself. Where are you? How are you showing up right now in your business? Feel free to come off mute if you want to. But so this is the first part. Are you still jumping from thing to thing, waiting for something to happen to you, looking outside yourself, getting pulled and distracted? And I'm telling you, that's dangerous. I'm telling you, the economy is crashing right now, and they're not going to tell you because it's not in their interest for you to know. They don't want people to panic. So I'm telling you so you can move differently. Are you still being pulled by external factors, or are you locking in when intuition gives you an idea? You see it all the way through to completion. Which one are you? So put a 1, you can put a 1 in the chat if you are following intuition and you're locked in. Put a 2 in the chat if you still got your attention split and you're running new thing every 6 weeks. This is a new thing. Every 2 weeks, it's like I got to start over. Every 3 weeks, oh man, oh my God. Okay, so what's my pitch again? Just put it in the chat. All right. I see a 1. It's locked in. We're locked in. Okay. I see another 1 over here. That's what I'm talking about. Put it in the chat. Okay. So why do we, when we get pulled away, why are we doing that? It's 2 different parts of your brain. You got to remember that. I talked about the limbic system a lot. And your prefrontal cortex versus your amygdala. That's the battle. Okay. So your amygdala is based on fear. It's like, okay, nothing's working. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm not good enough. What if I started this? What are my parents going to think? What are my friends going to think? What is, I'm going to run out of savings. I don't know what I'm doing. And then somebody comes with and you don't check in with yourself at all. You just jump to that thing. That's based on fear. That's your amygdala. It's primitive. It's detecting threats. It's survival focused. You can't distinguish between something that is a real, your intuition is telling you to take that step or to make a pivot versus something that's pulling you completely off track. You can't tell. Anything that's uncertain, you process it, you feel like you're in danger instead of accepting uncertainty as a part of the process. Your amygdala will make and amplify those worst case scenarios and make it feel real to you. You're focusing your emotional energy and attention on a reality that you do not desire, that is fear, and it will pull you off the road. It will swerve you off the entrepreneur's roadmap. And y'all know the roadmap be mapping. It works if you work it, okay? So you can't let something pull you off. And that would be if your amygdala is activating. But if you show up every day, it's like, okay, whether you've already quit your job or you're about to quit your job or you still working, you got a job and you're doing the work every day. And you're like, nope, I'm locked in. I'm doing my big 5 every day. I'm showing up. I'm talking to these people. I'm going to learn something when I get an idea. And I'm just not just going to write it down in my notebook or type it in my phone. I'm going to actually assign it to some time on my calendar. And I'm going to show up and I'm going to work on that thing. And I'm going to keep doing it till I get to the end of it, because I'm going to learn something along the way. I'm going to meet somebody along the way. I'm going to discover something along the way that I cannot see standing on the outside of it looking in. I'm going to follow this all the way through. When you do that, that is you're calming down your nervous system, which allows your prefrontal cortex to activate. You can see cause and effect. You can actually be logical. You can run actual math. You can be honest and track patterns over time. You can get to the numbers of it all. Remember, business is just relationships with numbers. So instead of you constantly being in a state of fear, kind of this abstract, vague, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm all over the place, we're anchoring our activity and our energy in a calendar with numbers. How many people did I talk to today? How many people were interested in having a further conversation with me? How many people opened my email today? How many people looked at my post today? How many people raised their hand and put a comment after I said, comment this word if you want the PDF? How many new people got on my email list today? Numbers. Vague, abstract, totally fear and emotion based, calm, intentional, following intuition, talking to humans, numbers. We can choose which one. Okay. And so the moment we get specific, the moment we lock in on an actual course of action. Now, I don't know what I'm doing, but here's my strategy for this week. This is the play that I'm running. This is what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. I know how to do it. I went and got a recipe. I know how to structure it. I'm not just saying I'm posting, but what does that entail? It's going to activate your prefrontal cortex and it's going to allow you to settle into your heart chakra, okay, which is going to open up the zone of genius. Now you're going to be able to operate. You're going to have the energy to actually do the thing and not be like nervous about it or resisting it. Or I know I got to do this, but it eliminates all of that. Okay. So I have to get everybody in the energy, because when I pull out these notes tomorrow and I'm like, okay, we need a very clear picture of who you are, your worldview, and who you're serving. Then what's your hypothesis about the problem that they need solved, and what are you going to do? What are you going to offer? Where are we leading them to? What's the solution? Then I need that to show up in a format for your social media posts. We're going to have all of our hooks that we're going to use practice on next week. And also a call to action, like what is the thing that you're going to offer them in exchange for an email address? And then what if they like that and get great value out of that? What is the first thing you're going to actually offer people where they can pay you some money? We got to have, and once they get on your email list, what's that email sequence, that follow-up that they're getting, so you can start to automate the process of building, people building value with you over time. That's like a complete, engine. There's like 6 or 7 pieces to that puzzle that I just described. So if you don't settle your nervous system state, the first thing you're going to do is say, oh my God, that's a lot. And then here we go. Because then you're going to sink back to that. I can't do it. So then you don't do it. So then time goes by and then that red dress is coming. And you go back, ooh, and you're going to jump off and you're going to swerve off the roadmap. But if you settle your nervous system, and I give you this playbook, you just run the play. You're going to make some money. I'm just telling you. So we got to make these choices. So I want to pause and see if anybody got any questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspectives, personal story time. It is Saturday. It is beautiful outside. I'm literally going to go sit on my back deck and enjoy this weather and let the sun do the thing, melanin be popping and stuff like that. But I want to give anybody a chance to give me some feedback or questions before we do that. We're switching from the fear-based, the abstract, the vague, the I don't know, the changing it up every 2-3 weeks and starting over every 2-3 weeks. We're getting off of that train and we're getting some clarity about exactly what we're building. And we're increasing our capacity so that it doesn't feel like it's a lot. Like that would be like saying that's what a 10-year-old would do. When you say, okay, I need you to cook dinner tonight. I'll be coming home from work a little late. I need you to go in there and fix dinner. And, we got to have some vegetables. I need the bread. I need the whole thing. We need dessert. Like, can you take care of this? This 9-year-old, 10-year-old is going to be like, oh my God, this is so much. I can't do it. Like, but a grown adult, you should be able to go in there and make some mashed potatoes and something green and, whatever the main dish is. And, you know, some salad or whatever. I don't know. And, it's fine. It should be fine, is what I'm trying to say. We should be at the point where making this meal, running this play, implementing this first complete system in your business should be something that we can handle. Okay. And this is what's going to separate people who make it through the Bermuda Triangle and people who are constantly stopping and starting and never build momentum. Because if you can't make it through this momentum phase, you'll never get to mastery where your business is running on autopilot. And what happens is you'll get into that downward spiral. It's almost like a doom loop. Because you'll keep starting over, and then you'll get nervous. You're starting over, and I'll try it, get excited for a few weeks, and then it's not working. And then I stop doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I get distracted by a new thing. So then I start over, and it never ends. And that's how you end up living the same month. It's like Groundhog Day, same week, same month, over and over again. That's how 2-3 years go by, you're still not making any money in your business. Okay? So when we make a decision, when we eliminate these alternatives, I need y'all to make a decision on today, the last day of Black History Month. I'm going to make history in my family. I'm going to change my family tree. I am going to do the thing that I know I'm supposed to be doing. Intuition told me, if you need to get a whole new notebook, somebody need to go to the store. Go to Target. They have better journals than Walmart. Go somewhere. Go to Office Depot. Go to Staples. Go somewhere and get you a notebook, some notebook paper. If you need to clear the slate, and I want you to write down, this is what I know I'm supposed to be doing in my business. Clear all that other clutter out of the way. And I need you to focus. What is your message for your people right now? What is it that you want to show up and say on social media this week? What is it that you think should be like, take a hypothesis. What is it that you're offering? What is your product or program? How are you positioning that? Give me a clean, this is what I think it is. And then tomorrow we're going to come and build a whole system around it. Is that fair? And we're going to get our reps in. Y'all going to make some money. We're going to make some money. We're going to make some money. We got to get the clarity though. So anybody else? Anybody else? Shout out to y'all again who are streaming. I see y'all over there. You can put some comments in the thing if you want to do that. That's perfectly fine with me. Listen, this external field out here is a mirror. What you see in your life right now, your business, your bank account, all that is a mirror. It's not random. It's not luck. It's not some people got it better than others. It's not that. It's just a mirror. It's reflecting back to you the signal you've been broadcasting and the actions you've been putting out. That's it. So if you're consistent in what you're doing and you start becoming consistent in having conversations with humans and paying attention to what you're saying by documenting it so you can do it the same way every time. And then you become consistent posting that and broadcasting that on social media. You know what that reflects? Because it's a mirror. It's going to reflect your commitment, this decision that I'm telling you to make. Okay? Versus post it for 2 weeks, going dark for 10 days, post it again, disappear for 3 months. Oh, life was lifing, come back again. And every time you post, it's something different. We don't know what to expect from you. The algorithm has no idea what your channel is about. You don't know what your channel is about. You just talk. You're like, look at my new shoes. And then you're like, look at me in class. And then you're driving down the street. And then, it's just, there's no focus. Inconsistency. And if you're having that problem, that's also reflecting back to you that you just haven't made this commitment. It's a decision. We're going to be this person. I'm not going back. Okay, so whether you can show up on social or not, whether you're posting consistently or not, whether your content is hitting or not, it's just a symptom. It's just reflecting back to you where you at. So when you can take responsibility for that and you're ready to start making different decisions, I can show you what to do. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Tomorrow's day 60. We're counting down to the last 30 days of this challenge where we're going to post every single day. And we're going to be a little cocky with it because we're going to know what we posted is yes. We're going to know that what we're posting is going to bring value to people. We're not just hoping, posting and praying. We're going to have a level of confidence that we're going to be able to take those posts, turn it into longer form pieces, turn it into signature speeches, start speaking at events and speaking for organizations and finding ways to get our message in front of more people, because it's going to be that clear. And that clarity breeds confidence. Confidence allows you to be present in the moment, because I know what I know. I said what I said. I know that it's people who need what I have and who are relating and connecting. Is going to lead to connection. And that connection is the birthplace of all currency. So if y'all ready to make this money, let's do it on tomorrow. I'll be here same time, 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Any questions? If y'all don't got nothing for me, let's go. Enjoy the day. Enjoy it. It's a beautiful day. And until tomorrow, you know what? Y'all already know. I gotta go. We out.